Evening all, this is Scott and John from the Mercenary Miniature YouTube Painter channel, and we are here with another battle report. I will be doing most of the talking because this bloke stinks of illness.
And it's just playing those plague monks last week.
Yeah, they're still rotten from that. I'm glad they made you ill, actually. It makes me feel a little bit better about it. So tonight we're doing a White Dwarf scenario. We've rolled it all up. It's pitch battle, but we're doing this funny deployment on a diagonal, and the scenario we rolled up on pitch battle is advanced. So it's basically kill everything, and then we got to get in each other's deployment zone for extra points. So that's the scenario. The armies, Scott's still really upset after I give him a pasted in the campaign. So apparently he's brought a zombie dragon that's not very good, but in the army of Sylvania.
I don't know what you've quoted. It is a zombie dragon. Yeah. There's no quote on that.
I think it was the fact you said it's not very good, I think, was the quotation he was making. But he's brought in the army of Sylvania, and as I'm the nice guy, I brought Ogre army. So we got Ogre Kingdoms against vampires. It's going to be quite a tough going for the Ogres, but it looks at the army. I've got 2 black coaches and a zombie dragon to deal with, so
it's a friendly dragon.
Yeah, it might be as quick as last week's one, but I hope not. We have got a few more tricks, and I got my legendary hunter up my sleeve as well tonight. So
I've also got new model syndrome going up against me on a few units. So
he's got to find any excuse to condone his army. So new model syndrome now.
Although weirdly, I'm going to be using my wood elf dice. For
that's convenient. To be fair, I think your vampire ones have had to be tested before in the past, and they've been found to be a bit dubious anyway. A few of them weighed a bit heavy or something.
I said in the comments, I don't think there's any of my dice that you don't like.
No, I did. Those skull ones you had.
Oh yeah,
they're your original vampire ones. Yeah, I like them ones.
I gave them to answer.
That's why you always beat your 13-year-old son, 12-year-old son now. But anyway, that is what we're doing tonight. I've explained it all through. We'll go through the armies and we'll go through the deployment, and then we'll roll for first turn, and we'll see you then. Enjoy. Tonight for the ogres, from right to left, we have 2 Rhinox Riders. One is a Thunder Lord or Thunder Tusk, whatever they're called, so the champ. 20 Noblars. There should be 22 actually. Not that it's going to make too much odds. We have got 6 Iron Guts, and that is the Bruiser and the General in with them. We've got 3 Lead Belchers and Butcher number 1 in with them. We've got Butcher number 2 in with these 3 balls. 3 balls on their own. A Hunter with 2 Saber Tusks, a Scrap Launcher, and then we do have the Gorger that will be coming on, hopefully turn 2. And that is 2,000 points over the Ogre.
So for the vampires tonight, I've got the army of Sylvania, so a bit of mixing and matching with the unit choices. So the Banshee in this is my rare. I've got a unit of direwolves with no upgrades. I've got 25 skeletons, or whatever the Sylvania version of skeletons are. They've got a Thrall in that unit. I've got 2 Bat Swarms, 5 more direwolves. And because I got Army of Sylvania, I am allowed 2 coaches. So I've got the first of the 2 here, 4 Fellbats there, and then the final one back there. So they take up special slots as well, and they are slightly cheaper in this list. I've got another 2 Swarms, and I have my brand new Zombie Dragon with my nice new Vampire Lord. It is an Age of Sigmar dragon, so it is obscenely big, but he does just about get on a 50mm base. So he has made it into the army tonight. And then being the army of Sylvania, I've got my 3 grave markers. So there's 1, 2, and 3 there. That's for my bound spell summons as the game goes on, for anyone that knows them. And that is my 2,000 points of vampire counts. Deployment, as John said, we've got a bit of slanted deployments tonight. So we are still 24 inches apart, but we are at a diagonal angle. So it's got quite a nice fight in the streets vibe to it. Most of our stuff's bunched down this end, but then we do have like a few stragglers over here. So we shall roll now for first turn. John's getting the +1, which I think he's going to need. Oh, knocked you into a 6.
Let's hope they continue for the evening. Yeah, we got our first turn. I don't want you that dragon flying up on me if we can help it.
All right, nice one.
Good luck, sir.
Oh, that's not
Watch my ogre.
And we'll see you after turn 1.
Disaster again. Following on from last week, is punishing me for conceding, I think. So, movement for the Ogres, everything moved forward. The scrap launcher that was here moved forward, and everything else come right up. I'm pretty confident I can beat most things in combat here, so that is why we pushed on forward. The magic, these guys are now troll guts. These guys are now
+1 strength.
+1 strength. I can't remember what it's called now. Scott stopped the bone crunch onto them. The bang stick was just out of range on the Banshee, and Scott did stop a troll guts on these originally. So that was how the magic went. And then the horrible shooting. So this guy shot at the
Black Coach,
and he rolled a 3, and he was just out of over half range. So he needed a 4 to hit him. So that was a fail. And then the scrap launcher.
It was a perfect guess, to be fair, John. Right on the centre of this unit.
Then he rolled misfire, and then he blew himself up. Pretty bad start for the Ogres when you need. Well, I need heavy hitting things like the scrap launcher. I don't need it being blown up on his own accord first turn. But there we go. We have got a bit of magic off, and hopefully, if that Banshee don't hurt me too much, we can get a few charges off next turn. But over to Scott.
Much to John's relief, I think a fairly mediocre turn for the vampires as well there. This coach here did charge the bulls over there who've run away, and that was all my charges. Over here, a bit of shuffling around, and that was it. The skeletons moved back ever so slightly. Everything else just kind of repositioned. Magic phase, I got 2 of my balance spells off to form this big block here. John did try to stop this one, but I still managed to get it off. And then miscast, end of magic phase. So that was over and done with very quickly. And lastly, the Banshee Scream did not manage to do anything to the bulls over here. So nothing. The only things that have died in John's turn, basically. On to turn 2.
Turn 2 for the Ogres, and well, I went about as good as it could possibly go in comparison to the first turn. So the Gorger come on, and I brought him straight on there and come up to harry those dogs. Only charges were the Saber-tusk. Sorry, I was losing my student. Only charges were Saber-tusk into the bats, and then these bulls rallied over here. Remaining moves, everything sort of either reformed, wheeled, come forward, wheeled and moved, and the hunter dropped back. And then in the magic phase, I tried doing a few different magic missiles against these. Scott stopped one, and he stopped the bang stick, and I failed to cast one. I've swapped now the strength. I got troll guts off on these, so both these 2 units are troll guts now. And then I done, obviously he takes a wound when he gets troll guts against him, so I healed his wound back up, and that was the magic phase. And then in the the shooting, this guy hit the coach this time and then failed to wound it. But then in the combats, these hounds done 3 wounds and Scott done 1 back. So I won combat, he's unbreakable, and that's how we lie going into Vampires turn 2.
Turn 2 for me, a bit more of tentative moving around, trying to jostle for position. So Vamp's flown back here. The coaches have shuffled about a bit. The zombies stayed in range of the grave markers. The bats flew behind the lines. The dogs are actually quite afraid of getting little bits of forks and spoons thrown at them. So
I don't think they've got that, mind the normal nobblers.
If they not, I thought all of the nobblers did. I'm sure you've done me with that before. But anyway, if not, they've done their job just by looking intimidating. And other than that, everything else is just where it is. Magic. I made a mega block here, and brought these up a little bit. I forgot to do this one because it seemed insignificant, and I'm running out of zombie models to bring on.
Not allowed to borrow any either.
The tedium of getting out like another 40 zombies just to put them back away again as soon as you hit them. And then I did 4 dice Van Hells on the zombies, and John stopped it. And then I did the Book of Arcan, which John chose not to stop. And I did try to boost this unit with just a 3+ invocation from the Lord, but I rolled a 1, so it didn't cast. So I did get a combat in. It was mainly just to try and spare my poor dogs. In the combats, though, the Gorger ate 3 of the zombies, and they still won because they outnumbered in the 3 ranks, and they've now lapped round. And then over here, the cats were absolutely vicious, weren't they? How many wounds did you do? 6?
All 6, mate. All 6 hit on 3s and all 6 wounded on 2s.
So I butchered my poor bats, and there's only 1 left, and I didn't manage to do a wound back despite doing 4 hits. I should have said as well that I did do a wound with the Banshee this turn onto the Rhinox.
The other one is the champ, mate, big one.
But that is it. So, yeah, still anything to play for.
Right, turn 3 for the Ogres. There were some risky charges, and they have just about paid off. So the charges were: the Hunter went in the back of the black coach that was there, and these guys went into the Bat Swarm that was in combat with the Hounds. So remaining moves, these all reformed. These shuffled up. These guys shuffled up, and the Nobblers come round. Magic, because the Butchers were obviously in combat, I couldn't really do a lot on the magic, annoyingly. So that was
Toothcracker off on them.
Yeah, these are +1 toughness. So we did get Toothcracker off on them. Other than that, I couldn't really do a lot. And then over to the combats. So the Gorger done 3 wounds this time? 2.
2.
And Scott done nothing back to him, so he held him up there. This one, the Bulls just killed the Swarms, and they overran, annoyingly an inch short there. I needed them to get in there, really. And then this guy here, he has got the big name Beast Killer, so he does do double wounds against large targets, and he did do 2 wounds against the coach, which doubled up to 4, but annoyingly, the Wraith done 2 back to him. Scott did just crumble by 1, so it was enough to destroy it, but I didn't like him hurting my Hunter like that. So he's gone into a bit more of a favourable position, because he was obviously going to get charged by all this lot, so he's out the way there. And that was about as good as I could have possibly wished for. So it's over to Scott and his turn 3.
That was nearly a very disastrous turn, but it's turned out okay for me in the end. Right, first of all, Coach went into the Ogres over there, and the Dragon went into the Bulls that were here. Magic phase, I've got a big unit of 11 here, but we're just getting to the point where they're not probably going to be in play, so I can't be bothered to get them out of the box. So they're just numbers on the tray now. These ones were boosted up. I can't remember how many. I think like 8 or 9. And these ones have got another 8 guys to be added on there. And then Dickhead von Karstein over here miscast, and he rolled a 5, which means he couldn't fight in combat, which was very, very bad for me. And he got hit automatically, which I thought I was basically getting ready to pack up and go home, to be honest. And then the combat phase came around, and didn't go so well, did it, John?
Well, the black coach here, they held him up. So
yeah, the black coach started off poorly for me. Sorry, so in the shooting phase, the Banshee failed to do anything. Then in the combat, the black coach only did 2 wounds. I did 1 wound with impact hits and 1 wound with the Wraith. And then John held. So I was, not thinking it was going to go my way. But the zombie dragon itself did actually do me proud. So he did 3 wounds to the Butcher. And John then whiffed.
I only done 2.
Because you
done
did
2 wounds. I saved 1, but because it's regen.
That's right.
Get a res for it.
But luckily, I've got the von Karstein power that gives me +1 to combat res. So I won by 2, and John failed just barely, and then he's run them down, and he's ready to face down the entire ogre horde by himself now. But he can't cast in my next turn, can he?
No. That's a pretty bad one, 5, really.
It's the scale on the miscast table's all over the place. 'Cause some of the numbers that you like, the double 1 you think would be
Like
terrible.
4, giving someone else a spell at the same level. If you've only cast like a level 5 spell,
Yeah.
not particularly great, and then that one's a 5, and that's pretty terrible. To be fair.
But yeah, there we go. So it's all starting to heat up in the middle now, and on to John's turn 4.
Turn 4 for the ogres is starting to unravel a little bit now for them. So with the butchers gone, obviously the magic depleted. We've done the best we could with the charges wise. The saber tusk went into the hounds over there, and then both those units went into the big block of skellies. In the shooting phase, these got 18 shots off and then 1 misfire. We've done 1 wound to ourselves, and even with the 18 shots, we only managed to wound the Lord once. The hunter missed annoyingly. I could have done with him hitting, and that was all the shooting. And then into the combats, the blimmin' saber touch completely whiffed, and then Scott killed one, and I ran, and they were ran down. The Gorger he killed 2, and Scott done some wounds back. I wounded the black coach, but he did kill a guy. I won combat by 1. And then I won combat over here by 8 and crumbled a load. Annoyingly, I didn't manage to wound the thrall or kill him. So, yeah, it's all in the bit than the balance, but we'll see what Scott can do on his turn 4.
Turn 4, I was pretty sure I wasn't going to be able to save the skeletons without any magic this turn, so my vampires just moved up to be able to try and be a threat next turn. Bats are over here, dogs have moved up over here, the zombies slowly trickled forward over here, and that was about it, I think. I did in the magic phase. Sorry, I moved those forward too. Didn't get, I don't think, any of my spells off at all this turn. I did try to Van Hels with the Book of Arcane because that was the only thing I could cast, but John obviously stopped it. The Gorger killed 3 zombies and they did nothing back. The Black Coach did 2 wounds to the ogres and finally ran them down. And then over here, my Thrall killed one of the Rhinox Riders. And a skeleton did a wound to the bulls, but they smashed the unit to bits, so they are all gone now. And it is on to John's turn 5.
Turn 5 for the ogres, very quick. The 2 units just, the Rhinox Rider turned and moved up there. The unit just reformed. The Hunter moved up 6. Lead Belchers turned and moved this way, and the Nobblers turned and moved that way. He missed. Gorger killed 1. They done nothing back, and that was it. So over to Scott for his turn 5.
Alright, turn 5, there's not much more for it, other than the inevitable charge here. The dragon didn't fall for the bait of the Rhinox Rider, and he went into the unit. Everything else is just moved up. Remember, we get points for being in the opponent's deployment, so everything else is just trying to avoid getting shot to death. And then the Banshee did manage to scream another wound off of that guy. And then annoyingly, when it comes down to it, he's fluffed it. So the dragon did nothing, and the vampire only did 2 wounds, so I actually lost the combat by 1. But I am obviously holding in there, and that's it. So it's over to John's last turn, and just to see if basically he can do some devastation or kill that vampire. Alright, that was your turn 5, wasn't it?
Yeah, mate. You were just doing it because we were talking about how gamey you're getting recently.
Yeah, John's upset with me.
He's making a rod for his own back. He drives all the way over here to play unplayable games. So he's making a rod for his own back with it. But yeah, for the not OP dragon, it's just slowly just ripped through the rest of my army, which was obviously going to be happening anyway. Not like saying salty about it, but so that was turn 6 for the ogres. Not that I'm going to concede, but hurry up and kill my thing so I can get to bed.
Right, that's my last turn, and yeah, as you can see, not much has changed.
I'm packing up.
Other than the dead hunter. So the Banshee failed to do anything to the Rhinox Rider. The dragon itself did 1 wound to the hunter, and then the vampire did 4 more wounds, so he's gone. We didn't do the Gorger fight, but
oh no, that's really going to contribute to the game. How could I possibly missed it?
You're gonna kill 3 more zombies, and 1 more zombie. Can the zombies kill the Gorger? Probably not. 3 hits. There's 2 6s again. Be nice. No, nothing. No. So that's how it ends. We'll just do the tally up and do a recap in a minute, but I think it's pretty clearly in the vampire's favour.
Right, my upset's calmed down now. It's all over. It's all forgiven, all forgotten. Not forgotten, but there you go.
I will say it does show. Don't listen to the freaking internet, because for about 4 years now I've heard nothing but zombie dragons are terrible. Don't take them.
But again, it's what army you took it in there.
The Storm of Chaos armies are broken and horrible. Let's all admit that. But yeah, I mean, even still, it did what it wanted to do. And even if, like, I think without the zombies, it was still pretty horrible. It would have been difficult for your army to deal with. Obviously, I didn't know John was bringing ogres, but not having the offensive shooting, like, you didn't much shooting. You got unlucky with the scrap launcher at the beginning. That definitely didn't help.
Yeah, he wouldn't have been able to do a lot, that's the only thing, because it obviously ain't got the strength thing to obviously wound your lord, but with your lord having a 3-up save, the shooting wasn't ever going to do a massive amount. I think 18 shots from lead belchers barely grazed him. I don't think a lot else is going to do much against him. And then in the unit, in the combat, I just ain't got the combat res for you. So without the ranks and stuff like that, you only got to do like 2-3 wins, and that's it. It's finito. They ain't got the leadership either. But yeah, it was. I
think you need cannons really to take it out, don't you? But
yeah, 100%. If you had Empire or something like that, you'd probably stand a decent stead of it. But yeah, I think it was going to be a hard one from the start again.
You did well, considering you smashed out the block of skeletons and the hunter getting the black coach early doors.
But like I said, it was just biding the time of waiting for him to do that. Like, might have been a little bit different, possibly, if, like I said, I was like millimeters short from that overrun on the dire wolves.
Yeah.
And then you'd have had to think about what you were going to do with your lord, because I could have crumbled them, and I would have won on the combat res there.
To be fair, as well,
been able to fly in there, and that was obviously what my plan was there.
That was unlucky, and to be fair, if I hadn't have taken the walking death power for the extra combat res, he would have lost that first one. So,
but yeah, ifs and buts, like you said, it was going to be a hard matchup. After last week, I was expecting something a little bit softer, Scott, but there we go. On to the next one.
So yeah, tune in next week if you want to. John's just going to have kids.
I'm not a horrible bloke, so I won't do it. But like I said to you after, my missus was telling me to do it tonight. I wish I would have now. If I'd have brought a horrible chaos list,
she's out there watching now. She's shaking her head in shame.
I'd have probably ran right through you with a horrible chaos list. But there you go.
Yeah, chaos would have probably given me more of a pause, because you can actually stand up to the vampire then. But
yeah.
Anyway.
Well then, mate.
Cheers for the game, and yeah, we'll be back next week with another random one. We are trying to sort like some more themed games and stuff, but at the moment it's just sort of
we need to get it planned really.
Yeah, we're just throwing things into the meat grinder.
Sorted and that, but after the campaign, it's nice just to be able to do this.
Nice one. All right, thank you. This has been Scott and John. Please like and subscribe, and see you next time.